This is the vision for the Adams Fork coal-to-liquid plant in Mingo County, West Virginia. Developers believe it could literally change how the U.S. does business.
The refinery that we're going to build that will take coal and create gasoline will do it cheaper and cleaner than taking petroleum and making gasoline.
America is the world's #1 importer of crude oil, holding that title for almost 50 years. Much of that oil becomes gasoline to keep our cars and trucks running. When the price of oil goes up, so does the price at the pump. But what if we had what it took to make gasoline right here in the U.S.? According to the BP Review of World Energy, we do, in the form of the world's largest coal reserves. The developers of the Adams Fork plant say converting coal into liquid fuel would pave the way towards energy independence. Their goal is to produce 250 million gallons of methanol that could be used as gasoline, jet fuel, diesel fuel, and more.
This wide open space that you see all around me is where that liquid coal plant should already be. But after years of fighting federal regulations, project coordinators say it won't be open until 2016. And because of the EPA, investors are still afraid.
Project coordinators say coal investments are labeled as risky. The Obama administration portrays it as a dirty energy source, while the EPA continues to pile on new regulations. The EPA justified its actions to CBN News with the following statement: EPA's ongoing challenge is to address pollution from coal and take steps to protect our nation's children and families from toxic air pollutants like mercury, arsenic, and nickel, pollutants that put Americans, especially children, at risk for developmental disorders and respiratory illnesses like asthma. Plant developer Adam Victor simply calls that message inaccurate.
The EPA and the environmentalists are creating a problem that doesn't exist. I just came back from Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe because of the burning of coal in Soviet-era style power plants. That's pollution. That is something that should be outlawed, banned, remediated, okay? We don't have that issue over here. And we basically have the highest standard of living in the world, and we still have beautiful and pristine skies.
The president of the West Virginia Coal Association, Bill Rainey, agrees. He says Washington doesn't recognize the industry's progress.
It's got a long history, and people rely on that history to refer to it as a dirty fossil fuel. And you do. You get your hands black when you touch it, and it's dusty. But we've learned how to control the dust, and you know, we're getting better every day.
When the Adams Fork plant is up and running, Victor says it will be strong proof of clean coal technology by almost zero emissions. Mingo County welcomes this opportunity. It's prepared for a liquid coal plant for years, and as Victor searched for a place to build, Mingo County came up with the land and infrastructure needed for the project.
Picking southern West Virginia, Mingo County in particular, has been such a godsend for us because the last 20 years we've prepared for this moment. Not knowing what this moment was going to be, but we prepared for this moment in our minds and in our dreams and our visions.
State and local leaders say the liquid coal plant will help revive the local economy, bringing thousands of jobs to the area. And locals agree. They're hoping that families will stay put instead of moving out of state to find work.
Some of our best and brightest leave here because we just don't have the opportunities for them in their chosen profession or occupation or vocation. They go elsewhere, and we're trying to create that market here so our kids don't have to leave.
The Adams Fork plant will bring more than 3,000 jobs during construction over the next 4 to 5 years. 300 people will work full-time here when it's complete. Victor hopes Adams Fork and 2 proposed plants in Kentucky could eventually lead to a national synthetic fuels program. Realistically, however, he says that's an impossible dream as long as the EPA continues to exist in its current form.
When people oppose the coal industry, they should really think long and hard and take a history lesson on how important that coal and that steel has been to American civilization and American freedom and the freedom of all Western democracies. The Panama Canal was built by steel that was made from coal that came from West Virginia. Imagine the world without the Panama Canal. And by the way, if you had an EPA, do you think you could have permitted the Panama Canal?
Caitlin Burke, CBN News.